Okay, now let's begin the next subsection of kinetics here. We're going to talk about solutions. The first idea is that a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Now let's break that down a little bit better. Homogeneous, hopefully recall that means it's evenly mixed. Okay, it is completely evenly mixed. So if you take a sample from the very top, or if you take a sample from the bottom, the side, wherever, it doesn't matter where it comes from, a homogeneous mixture means it has an even distribution. It's evenly mixed. Okay. Now, typically when we think about a solution, normally we break it into two parts. We have the solute and the solvent. The solute, this is the thing that goes in. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. It's the thing that goes in. Now, in terms of the relative amounts of these two things, there's always less of the solute. There's always more of the solvent. And this is because the solvent molecules have to completely surround solute particles. So in order to do that, you must have more of the solvent than the solute. So a little bit of a look at how this works. If these are water molecules, okay, these are particles. If I put some sugar molecules in there, what's going to happen is these water molecules are going to bounce around and they're going to wedge themselves in between and pull those apart. Now, if I do the same thing with a salt, notice water has a really easy time breaking these up. And I want you to also notice that our positive sodiums are attracting the negative sides of the water because they're polar. The negative chlorides attract these more positive hydrogen sides of my waters. So with that in mind, I'll give you a second to go ahead and pause this, and then we'll work these practice problems. I'll assume you've done that now. So the substance being dissolved is called the solute. Being dissolved, okay, the thing that goes in. The substance that surrounds the solute is called the solvent. Okay. So oil and water make a solution. Is this true or false? Okay, if we know anything about oil and water, oil is nonpolar, water is polar. So the concept between these is that like dissolves like, okay, in terms of polarity. If they're different, then they won't dissolve each other. So you end up having this layer of oil on top, and then on the bottom you have the water layer below. So oil and water make a solution. That is false. They will not evenly distribute. They won't mix. In terms of molecular motion, what do solvents dissolve solutes? So I believe this should have been a Y. Why do solvents dissolve solutes? The idea here is that our solvent, again, has to surround the solute particles. So the motion of my solute particles have to surround, okay, that motion causes them to get in position so they can surround the solute and pull it away from its other solute buddies. Now, would a solution form at 0 Kelvin? So this idea relates to number 4. At 0 Kelvin, there is no motion. If there's no motion, it means there's no way for the solvent particles to get around the solute. So there's no dissolving and no solution forms.